There's something that I've been thinking about lately that I think is a serious enough question. It's a good enough question, and to be honest, I don't know the answer to it. It started off because a friend of mine that I debate often, he would say things like, "Well, as for this issue, it's not a salvific issue, as in it's not your salvation doesn't depend on whether you have this right or wrong. So we I won't focus too much on it. But this is a salvific issue. This your salvation depends on what what on your accurate knowledge of this subject, and so and based on how you respond to this knowledge. And so this is more important. So we should focus on this. So if you understand what I'm saying, so like for example, he would say the Trinity is important to debate upon because your salvation depends on whether you serve a triune God or one God, even though they'll say triune God is one God, right? So it got me thinking, well, salvific issue. Well, is it really a salvific issue? Because why then does God answer the prayers of different religious groups? And for me, I can only speak on two. Okay. Um, or I should say three, but really two and a half. Let me explain. I can speak on behalf of Seventh Day Adventists. I know He answers their prayers. I can speak on behalf of Jehovah's Witnesses. I know He answers their prayers, and I can speak on behalf of me. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not a Seventh Day Adventist, but I am a witness of Jehovah, right? But I'm not under any denominations, and He answers my prayers. Now I'm gonna state. Now I'm gonna state that the way He answers my prayers. Okay, let me give you examples of Seventh Day Adventists. I saw a movie. There's a friend of mine that he watches my videos and he's become like a little brother to me. We exchange numbers, and he would ask me different biblical questions, And he asked me if I ever seen the movie Hacksaw Ridge, and I said no, I haven't seen that movie. So I watched it. It's based on a true story, right? And it's based on a Seventh Day Adventist who basically, long story short, he went to war, but he signed up to be part of the military, but he refused to bear arms, and he got mocked and bullied, but God was with him. You could tell; it's evident through the movie. And he would he prayed to God to help him to save multiple people. And what happened in his story is nothing short of a miracle. God answered that prayer. God was with him. But he's a Seventh Day Adventist. He believes his perspective on God is based on what the Seventh Day Adventists believe. God has apparently, from at face value, it seems that God had no problem with it because he would answer this man's prayers. And I'm pretty sure there are other Seventh Day Adventists whose prayers are also answered. Now that's one example. The second example is Jehovah's Witnesses. Now I know Jehovah's Witnesses, their prayers get answered. That I don't even need to, because this video isn't really about proving that he answers their prayers. I'm just saying from my experience, he answers both of these denominations' prayers, right? For example, Serena Williams. Now this is also based on a movie, also based on a true story, right? In the movie King Richard, his basically, long story short, he had just finished praying to Jehovah with his family, Serena and her sisters, right? I forget this other sister's name, but they're at a diner and they're praying, and they just finished praying to Jehovah, right? Jehovah is not a trinity, okay? And after he finished praying, he goes to the tennis court to practice at night, and these hoodlums come and they assault him, and they disrespect his daughters. They say something very disrespectful, and he loses his cool and he starts beating up that one gang member. After that, the gang members jump him, right? So he works as a security guard. So he goes, he gets his gun, and as I'm watching the movie, I know it's based on a true story, And I know God is with Jehovah's Witnesses. So as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, wait, hold up. What is God gonna do? Because this isn't just a movie. This is based on a true story. I know Abba is not gonna let him ruin his life off of this situation. Because when you watch the scene, any man would do what King Richard is about to do. But I know God will not let him ruin his life. So I'm thinking, what is God gonna do? Something gotta happen. And he's about to cross the street to kill the guy. And lo and behold, a drive-by happens, and another group of gangs, or another gang group kills the man that King Richard is about to kill. And I'm like, oh, praise Jehovah. I knew he was gonna do something. See, okay, God answers their prayers. God answers my prayers. I'm not even gonna, God answers my prayers incredibly, sometimes even right in front of my girl. Okay. So why would he answer their prayers if they are on the wrong path? If their concept of God, if my concept of God is inaccurate, why would he answer my prayers? And understand something. You see, now this is what I think. I don't know, but this is what I think. If these religions, if God does care that they are not correct, if they are not correct, and God does care that they are not correct, why then would he answer their prayers? In my opinion, it is because he is still their father. He cares what they go through. So even though they're on the wrong path, he will still help them because they need him, right? And so in an effort so that maybe in the future they will find the truth, if they're not already in the truth, right? That is the only explanation I would have, is that, okay, no, they do love me. It's not their fault that they don't have the truth, because had they been born in the truth, they would have the truth. But I see their heart. They need me right now. I'm gonna help them, so he helps them, irregardless of whether they are in the right religion or not. That is my speculation. If not that, then it means probably, again, this is my speculation, that he doesn't really care, that it is not really a salvific issue, and that in the end we will all know regardless. Hence why he answers all their prayers anyway. But now, you see, this is where I'm gonna say I'm a little biased towards me, because I was gonna have a debate against a couple of Trinitarians. I did 2 videos on this subject, so I'm gonna paraphrase it right now. After we had set the date for when we were gonna debate, we were gonna debate on a specific topic about the angel of the Lord not being the Lord. They were gonna say the angel of the Lord is the Lord. I was gonna debate against that no, the angel of the Lord sometimes is called the angel of Jehovah, but he is not the Lord. He is not Jehovah. He is an agent. And agents are sometimes called Jehovah, but they are not Jehovah, right? That was the stance I was going to take. So after we set the date, it was going to be that following Friday, and this was on a Sunday, right? So basically in about, 6 days, we were going to debate. After we finished setting up when we were going to debate, I went to God in prayer, and I already had my own points to use to prove my point. But I humbled myself and I said, no, you know what? I know how these Trinitarians are. No matter what you really bring up, they will still so God, I want you to give me the wisdom to give them to give them the points that would really solidify in their hearts that no, the angel of the Lord or the angel of Jehovah is not Jehovah, right? You would say the angel of the Lord. Well, actually, it's the angel of Jehovah, right? So the angel of the Lord is not the Lord. The angel of Jehovah is not Jehovah. He's an agent, right? So I asked God to guide me, right? So something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. So I go to God in prayer and I ask him to give me wisdom, that even if I am wrong, give me wisdom to know that I'm wrong. But if the angel of Jehovah, if your angel is not you, you know what I mean? If the angel of Jehovah is not you, then please give me wisdom to show them, that this isn't true. You help me. If I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm right, let me know, please. No, this was on a Sunday morning, midnight. It's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Went to sleep, woke up after 8 hours of sleep or something like that. Went with my girl to Macy's, and a scripture is stuck in my head. A scripture is stuck in my head. Promise to God. A scripture is stuck in my head. Now, this one scripture is among like tens to like maybe I have like probably like 50 or more scriptures that are among my favorites that I keep in my notes on my phone. So, but this scripture in particular, I hadn't seen or revised this verse in a long time. But for some reason, this particular morning, and it could be that because God foresaw that I was gonna, pray to Him for wisdom, so He made me put that in my notes so that it would already be in my head, so that He could just bring it up to my head when the time comes. You know what I'm saying? He had that foresight. I'm speculating. So for some reason, this one particular verse is stuck in my head, and I'm trying to figure out how the verse goes. So it prompts me to look up the verse to see how it goes. One verse later is the answer to the prayer. Literally one verse over. Okay. Now I'm gonna put a link to that sign. So why am I mentioning this? And you probably say, whatever, this is so unconvincing, Sam. Wow, this was a terrible video. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe to the one person that it does involve, they will be touched, right? So, because anyway, all my videos, I only get like one like. It could have like 200 views and it'll be like one like. So it means it touched somebody's heart. So if it touched one person out of 200, hey, I've done my job. Why would God give me an answer that would disprove what the Trinitarians believe if He is a triune God? I was going to have a debate against Trinitarians. Now remember remember the answer that I gave you that I assumed might be the answer, that if I am in the wrong religion, or if somebody is in the wrong religion, why God would still answer their prayers? Why? So that maybe, I'm speculating, maybe in the future, He knows they will find Him anyway. So when they need Him now, He would help them, because He's helping them according to the knowledge that they already have, right? He's not going to help. He's not going to say, I'm not going to help you because you don't know the truth. No, He sees their heart, and he sees that they're genuine, and that had they had the truth, they would know the truth, right? So, but this is different. This isn't even about that. This is about, I believe you are this. I believe the angel of the Lord is not you. It is an agent. And I'm going to have a debate against a different group who believes that you are a triune God. And I'm asking you to give me wisdom to go against them. And God gives me the wisdom to go against them. Now, such a prayer and such an answer to such a prayer indicates that, and this was from God. So this indicates that He is not a triune God. And you would say, well, you think He answered your prayer. Well, I'm gonna put the links to the video where I explain how the prayer went. Or I'm gonna put the links in the video below. But so you have prayers such as like, oh God, help me pay the bills, and you would say, oh, well, even if you're in the wrong religion, He could still help you because you're His child. He sees your heart, and He knows, had you known better, you would do better, things like that. But when it's a prayer to denounce another religious group and He answers that prayer, well, He's not going to answer my prayer and answer the alternative religious group's prayer to go against me. Why would He do that? Why would He, if the Trinitarian asks God to help them prove their point that night, and I ask God to prove my point that night, will He answer both of our prayers? Or isn't the prayer that He answers an indication that He supports this view, and that this view is the correct view? You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if I explained well, but yeah. So, all right, peace.